Hi and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're talking about merging two sorted lists. Well, it is a kind of common question in interviews that they want like a particular solution of a sorting algorithm, for example, because this is actually part of merge sort. If you don't know what merge sort is, look at my merge sort video. That is really good to explain the whole merge sort process. Here we have a look at merging two sorted lists. So what is the idea? We begin at the first element of our lists, and that is usually the smallest element. So we always just need to compare these smallest elements and append then the smallest of those two at the result. So if we have a look here, we have an example. For example, the list A is 0, 5, 7, 8 and the list B is 1, 2, 3, 6, 9. So at first we just need to compare the 0 and the 1. The 1 is smaller, so we append the 0 to our result. In the next step we have to compare the 5 to the 1. There we see the 1 is smaller, so we append the 1 to our result. Then we compare the 2 and the 5. And we see that the 2 is smaller, so we append the 2 again from list B. Then we take the 3 from list B, compare it with a 5 from list A, and we see the 3 is smaller, so we append the 3. In the next step we compare the 5 of list A to the 6 of list B. See, the 5 is smaller, so we append there the 5. In the next step we compare the 7 and the 6, and so we have to append the 6 from list B, then we have to append the 7 from list A, and then the 8 from list A. And then we see that list A is empty, so now all elements in list B that are left are greater than the elements in the result, so we can append all elements from list B to our result. And then we are done already with doing that. That is basically the second part of merge sort. Well, let us implement that. For that I open my Visual Studio Code and I create a new file called merge two sorted lists.python. And there I go in and at first I create two lists. And for that I want to use random numbers, so I import numpy with a namespace np. That is a convention, a typical convention. So I create my first list, list A equals, and there I need np random. So I want random numbers. And then I want random integers here. And that function gets the bottom limit, it gets the upper limit. I just randomly take 100 here. And then it wants a size. And there I say I want 5 random numbers in list A. And then actually I want that as a Python list. So I say here, I transform that to the list, and then I say list A.sort to sort the list. And then I do exactly the same for the second list. So just that I call it here list B, and down here also list B. Alright, then we need counters for our indices of each list. So that is, I call this scene TA. And we start at 0, so the index 0, and then we put index B, that is, starts also at 0. And then I want to go through a while loop and put my conditions in there. And there I say while my counter of the list A is smaller or than the length of my list A. So or I want the counter of my list B also be smaller than the length of my list B. So what does it do? We stay inside this loop as long as there are still indices left. Alright, what is the first condition where we can exit there, or where we can append something? And I want to check actually if my counter of the list A is greater or equal than the length of the list A. What does it mean? That means that we are done with all the elements in the list already. So then we can say result dot extend, and there we want to extend the list B because there are just elements in list B left, and there we actually need to use the counter of the element of the list B, because we want all elements from the current index on. And since we don't change either of the list A or list B, we will get all the elements there and just use the counter here to get a sublist. Well, we also need our result. Let us do the result here as a list. Alright, and then here we set our counter of the list B is equal to the length of the list B. And with that, we know that our counter A is greater or equal than the length of the list A, and the counter B is equal to the length of the list B. So we will go out here of our exit condition. Alright, so we have to do the same actually for the list B. So we say here, else if our counter B is greater or equal to the length of list B, then we go in, and so we just have elements in our list A left. Basically meaning we can do here result.extend, and there we say list A, and we want actually the elements from count A on. And there we need those brackets. And then this looks good. And then we say also CMTA equals length of list A. And with that, we are done in case of one of the lists is empty. So now we come to the actual checks where we say if our list A, the element count A, that is the current element we are on, is smaller or equal to the current element in list B, and that is CMTB, the index of the list B, then we want to append the element from list A. So we say result.append list A CMTA, that is the current element, and then we say CMTA plus equals 1, so we increase it by 1. And otherwise we know that our list element B at the current index is smaller than the list element CMTA of the list A. So we can go in and say result.append, and there we take the element from list B, and that is CMTB, and then we also have to increase CMTB plus equal to 1, meaning we increase it by 1. And then we are done, so let's print here our result. And just to have a nice comparison, let us here also print our list A, and let us print here our list B. Alright, and when we run that now, we should get a good result. Okay, so here we have 9, 13, 47, 47, 62, and here we have 10, 24, 69, 82, and 95. Alright, so we have here at first the 9 in our result, the 9 of list A, the 10 of list B, then comes the 13 of list A, then comes the 24 of list B, and so on, and they are all sorted and they are also all there. So that is a good algorithm how to merge two sorted lists. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you liked this video, then give it a thumbs up and tell me down in the comments below what you think about this video. I really enjoy, or I'm really excited about every subscriber on the channel. So hit the subscribe button if you always want to get informed whenever I'm uploading new videos. That's it for me today. Have a great day. Bye.